Hi everyone, so this is the third video for color highlight, and the color I'm looking at is Cobalt Teal, and the one I'm using is made with PB28. Cobalt Teal is a bright turquoise color made with PG50 usually, but the one I have is made with PB28 from M. Graham. And also this tends to be a semi-opaque color. And I would say it's a really nice hue, and I'd also say it's probably the closest thing you can get to additive cyan that you see on an additive color wheel. Cobalt teal is a really pretty hue, and it's also unique, but I do have two concerns with it as it is a cobalt color. So the first one is that it is a heavy metal, so you have to be careful when using and disposing of it, as heavy metal pigments are toxic to some degree. And then the other concern is related to it being a cobalt color more specifically, as about half of the cobalt is sourced unethically, and I have links below on that. And that makes me concerned about buying it again when I do run out. But I am hoping that M. Graham does use more ethically sourced cobalt, as they do have a focus on environmental sustainability. While pure turquoise or cyan pigments are pretty uncommon in painting, I do have another color that's pretty close, which is M. Graham's turquoise, which was the color that I used for my Phthalo turquoise color highlight video. And when I compare these two colors, the cobalt teal appears to be lighter and more saturated. But I do think that the phthalo turquoise is still a really pretty hue, and I think either of these would be nice additions if you would like to have a pure cyan or turquoise on your palette. So the next thing I'm doing is a quick dispersion test just to see how it flows through water. And it does go out a little bit, but it's not like super large, I would say. So the next thing that I'd like to do is compare this to my Schminke dot card, where they have a cobalt teal, which is the second to last one on the top row of this. And theirs is made with PG50, which is the other pigment used for cobalt teal. And looking at it, they look pretty similar, but I would say that the M. Graham one is a little bit deeper in mass tone, and I think they are probably close enough in saturation. So now I'll get into the color mixing part of the video with lemon yellow, potter's pink, quinacridone rose, French ultramarine, yellow ochre, and Perylene maroon. So the lemon yellow I'm using is made of PY3 or Hansa Yellow Light. And when I mix these colors together, I get really bright green colors, as cyan and yellow tend to make bright greens. And I'm adding more teal to it, which means that we'll get these really nice aqua hues as I keep adding more teal. So the next color I'm using is Potter's Pink, which is made with PR233. And this is probably my favorite color in terms of hue that you can get from a pigment. And what happens when we mix these colors together is that we get these nice granulating neutral tones, as Potter's Pink is a pale red more or less, and red and turquoise are complementary, so we get to see these really nice grayish tones. So the next color that I'll be using is Quinacridone Rose, which is made with Gamma PV19. So when we mix these colors, I first get like a deep raspberry color. And then as I add more teal to it, I get these nice, decently bright purple and violet and blue colors. So Cobalt Teal could be used as a mixing cyan for a CMY triad, if you would like. The fourth color that I'll be using is French Ultramarine, which is made with PB29. So as I mix these two colors together, you get various shades of blue, and these are all really pretty colors in my opinion. I think these might be nice to use for things like skies, I would say. The fifth color I'm using for this is my other yellow that I have, which is Yellow Ochre or PY43. So when we mix these two colors together, we get more deep and muted greens compared to the Hansa Yellow Light, as Yellow Ochre is a desaturated yellow. And these colors could be pretty useful for things like landscapes, where some of the things we see in nature tend to be duller than usual. So I think this could be a pretty interesting combination if you paint a landscape. The last color I'll be mixing with is Perylene Maroon or PR179. As Perylene Maroon is a deep red color, which means it's pretty close to complementary to Cobalt Teal, we get these deep, muted, neutral, brownish colors. And as we add more teal, we start to get more neutralized hues, such as the grays in the 4th and 5th mixes. Here are the final mixes with Cobalt Teal, and I think this is a good cyan color for a CMY triad. And I'd say my favorite mixes are the Potter's Pink ones and the Yellow Ochre ones. So overall, here's the Cobalt Teal swatch again, and I find this color to be a very pretty and unique hue, and it also mixes very well. The one thing I'm concerned about is its environmental impact, as it is a cobalt pigment. So if I do keep this color, it would be out of reluctance for its really nice hue. And I hope you found this video helpful about Cobalt Teal. And the next one I'll be doing is for PV42, which is what Daniel Smith calls Quinacridone Pink.